Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode on Nebo TV. My name is Agbache Onome. If you've not watched my previous episode, please don't forget to click on them once you finish watching this, because I have lots and very interesting story on the NSAS protest. So guys, today we are still going to be discussing on NSAS protest, which started earlier this October by youth who are tired of the illegal killings by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad and came out to peacefully protest against the unit. These peaceful protests since then have gone round the different states of the country, even in diaspora, with different celebrities, pastors and international bodies in support. But just early this week, on Tuesday 20th of October, the protests turned violence as hoodlums, police officers and army started killing peaceful protesters in different states. So right now guys, I'll be reporting on different violent and illegal killings that took place in different states of the country. It is so unfortunate that the police, who are supposed to be the custodians of law, are behaving even worse than criminals. Tell me, why won't the youth agitate for a better government? In my own opinion, I will say the police has become a disgrace and mockery to this great nation. Yesterday, Tuesday, 20th of October, in Lagos, no fewer than 29 people, including 2 policemen, were killed when the police shot protesters in different parts of the state. In Mushin, 17 people lost their lives during a clash involving hoodlums and policemen attached to the Olosan division. Information gathered stated that hoodlums who reportedly barricaded the Oduwoye junction in Mushin denied the divisional police officer, Olosan division, and some policemen access to the route to a destination in the area. In the process, it was learned that there was a confrontation between the hoodlums and the policemen who reportedly retreated to their base. However, the policemen, reportedly led by the DPO, reinforced to the Odowoye junction and started releasing bullets into the air to scare away the hoodlums. An eyewitness, who gave his name as Ashimu, said when the hoodlums refused to leave the road, in a bid to disperse them, the policemen allegedly released some bullets into the crowd, adding that no fewer than 17 people had been reported dead. 5 persons, including 2 policemen and 3 NSAS protests, were also killed during a clash involving policemen attached to Orile Police Division and some protesters in the Orile area of the state. Information gathered states that the protesters were chanting NSAS at the station when the DPO Orile Division and her policemen allegedly opened fire at the protesters, killing 3 persons in the process. It was learned that as a result of the attack, the Orile police station was set ablaze. An eyewitness named Bolaji accused the police of pulling the trigger that killed 3 of the protesters, adding that 2 stations were burnt due to the incident. Another eyewitness named Ugo Unjoku wrote on WhatsApp that the DPO ordered police officers to shoot directly at the protesters. 3 people fell dead while several others sustained injuries and are rushed to the hospital. The 2 police officers that were killed were those who put triggers at the protesters. Another violent act that took place in Lagos happened in Lekki toll gate, where armed soldiers allegedly shot sporadically at the NSAS protesters, killing no fewer than 7 persons in the process. Many protesters were said to have sustained bullet wounds as a result of the attack that suddenly came just after the billboard on the toll gate and the street lights around the premises were switched off. It was learned that the CCTV was also disconnected. Can you imagine? This is quite obvious that it was a well-planned work by who knows who to kill innocent protesters out there fighting for their right in this country. What shocked me most was that prior to the incident, it was learned that 2 soldiers were at the toll gate from the Lekki axis to pledge their support for the protest by the NSAS protesters. Few minutes after the soldiers came, it was learned that there was a sudden blackout as a group of armed soldiers advancing from the Ozumba-Mbadiwe axis started shooting sporadically into the air at the protesters. An eyewitness, Yekini Adedeji, said all the protesters around the toll gate ran for safety, adding that the soldiers had taken over the premises. So guys, isn't this obvious? Isn't it obvious that it was a well-planned work to kill these innocent people? For crying out loud, youths are protesting for their rights. They want their rights. They don't want bad governance. They don't want illegal killings. They are protesting peacefully. They didn't attack anybody. They didn't attack any soldier. So why plan to kill them? Why perpetrate this illegal act? Now, what do you expect of the youth? To sit down quiet while you kill them? Of course no, they won't sit down quiet anymore. Well, let's see how this turns out. Guys, it is quite obvious in Edo State that youth and hoodlums in Benin City defied the 24-hour curfew imposed by the state government and clashed with policemen. It was reported that during a clash on Santana Market on the Sapele Road axis, 2 people were shot dead by the police trying to disperse protesters. Despite the curfew, youth took over strategic positions on the Ekenwa Road axis, chanting anti-government slogan. In Abia State, angry youths attacked and set ablaze a police station located along Umuaba Road axis of Ogbo Hill. Also attacked was another police station, Ezama Police Division, located near the popular Bata Junction along Abai Court Ekpene Expressway. The protest in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, became violent when policemen at SARS office shot live bullets while youth were protesting. Hundreds of youth who had taken the protest to the disbanded SARS office expressed dismay that police operatives were still there despite the disbandment of the unit. Although the youth retreated due to the indiscriminate shooting to scare them, they continued chorusing "End SARS, End SARS" until they were advised by their leaders to leave the area. Can you imagine? Police are still shooting at the protesters. When contacted, the State Commissioner of Police, Joseph Muka, said the office was not operational, but the policemen were there only to protect the facility from being attacked following what was going on in other parts of the country. In Oyo State, hoodlums clashed in on the End SARS protest in the Ojo area of Ibadan on Tuesday, 20th of October, and burnt down the police station in the area. It was learned that 5 persons, including 2 policemen, were killed during the attack, which happened at 1 p.m. The police also confirmed that some of its AK-47 guns were stolen by the hoodlums who invaded the place and burnt it down. The Commissioner of Police in Oyo State, Gio Enwonwu, confirmed the killing of 2 policemen and said 2 were missing in a statement issued by the police, a public relations officer, Mr. Olugbenga Fadayi. In Ogun State, hoodlums who hijacked the protest on Tuesday killed an officer of the Nigerian Customs Service, Ogun Area Command 1, and injured another during an attack on customs men along Owode Idoroko Road in Ogun State. Information gathered that residents of the border communities seized the opportunity of the ongoing protest to demand an end to the incessant killing by operatives of the NSC. Still on the End SARS protest attack, 2 people were killed during a clash involving Ikosi boys and market boys in the Ketu area of Lagos State on Monday, 19th of October 2020. As at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, 20th of October, information gathered saw the hoodlums attacking one another with bottles, stones, and other harmful objects around the pedestrian bridge close to the police station in Ketu. Motorists and passengers were stranded as vehicle movements were on hold due to the crisis that reportedly started on Monday evening. It was gathered that boys were protesting when quarrel reportedly broke out amongst them around 6 p.m. When contacted, the State Police Public Relations Officer Muyiwa Adejobi said a fight happened in Ikotu, but they are not aware of any mortality. No death was known to the police. In Abuja, armed thugs in black government sport utility vehicles with concealed plate numbers were seen attacking NSAS protesters in Wuse area of Abuja on Tuesday. In a video that has gone viral on social media, some of the thugs are seen jumping into a black Prado driven by a man in suit on Adetokunbo Ademola Crescent, Wuse area of Abuja. In another video, it was seen that a black Range Rover joined the thugs while 4 buses filled with thugs parked on the roadside as more thugs alight from the buses. There were unconfirmed reports that the thugs were coordinated by an official of the Department of State Service attached to a top government official. However, the DSS, in a statement by its spokesman Peter Afunaya, denied the allegation, adding that agency could not identify any of the persons in the videos. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Amadu, on Tuesday ordered the deployment of riot policemen nationwide to protect lives and property. The Inspector General also deployed operatives to strengthen the security around custodial facilities nationwide. The IG, in his directive, ordered the Commissioner of Police in the 36 states of Federation and the Federal Capital Territory to identify and isolate lawbreakers from peaceful protesters and immediately arrest and diligently prosecute such perpetrators of violence in their respective commands. They were asked to protect lives and properties and not kill innocent and young protesters on the streets. Guys, what do we think will happen next with these violent acts perpetrated by the security agents who are supposed to be protecting lives and properties? Guys, it is so interesting to know that strong international personalities are intervening in the protests and they are calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to stop killing young NSAS protesters. On Tuesday, 20th of October, a former Democratic presidential candidate in the United States, Hillary Clinton, called on President Muhammadu Buhari and the Nigerian army to stop killing the young NSAS protesters. Hillary Clinton made this call in a tweet via her verified Twitter handle few hours after soldiers opened fire on the young peaceful protesters, calling for an end to police brutality and reform of the police at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos. The Nigerian Bar Association and African Bar Association have threatened international criminal proceedings against the federal government over the shooting of unarmed protesters by security agents. The NBA, in a statement by its president Olumide Akpata, described the shooting of the unarmed protesters as reckless and lawless, while demanding that the military high command immediately identify and name the officers involved in this gross professional misconduct for immediate prosecution and dismissal in line with extant laws. So guys, this is it on the attacks on various NSAS protesters in different states of the country. My name remains Agbaje Onome. Let's stop killing these young NSAS protesters. Let's put an end to bad governance and police brutality. God bless you and God bless Nigeria.